everybody, this is Angela and welcome to my channel, Angie the ENT Chain. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click on the notification bell so you'll know whenever I upload any new content. Many of you have already heard me say this before, and I will gladly say it again. What I like about the moon is sometimes you see it and sometimes you don't. However, it's orbiting around the sky the entire time, even when you don't see it. And you know, some situations in life can behave like the moon. And in today's video, we will discuss one of these circumstances. I was watching a video on Pretty Black Magic's channel a couple of days ago, where she commented on a video about how the Dusties are now beginning to pay some attention to black women who are bald. Disclaimer before I go any further. I think all women are beautiful in our own way, and I support any genuine and earnest choice of women to wear their hair or none at all. I mean, it's fine with me. So the focus of this video is not going to be about expressing disapproval at a woman's choice in anything, be it how she chooses to wear her hair or not, lifestyle, whatever. The focus is on the motive for dusty black males promoting the bald head, number 0 blade bald head. Okay, for those that don't know what I mean by number 0 blade, at the barbershop, that's the blade that will get your hair skin bald. Okay, they're promoting the number 0 blade bald head as a trend among unambiguous black women. And this is the same group of dusty males who are notoriously misogynist, colorist, texturist, featurist. The same group who became passport bros, these Dusties. You know, why are they now suddenly eyeballing the bald ladies? Let's go ahead and dive in. You see, I've been dealing with Dusties and their antics for decades, so I'm always suspicious of them. For a Dusty, derailing women's progress for their own selfish gains is just as routine for them as taking a bath is for us. And I know that Dusties watch a lot of porn and have a lot of weird fetishes, which is part of the reason why they're going all the way over to Thailand and Brazil and finding ladyboys, but that's a whole nother topic. And you see, the weirder the fetish, the more expensive it is to achieve a climax. And speaking of expensive, you see their passport bros movement is fizzling out.
Adiós. Vaya presa porque ahorita voy para tu país. Adiós. 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 Bye. 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 Are you sorry? Adiós. Come on, my nigga. My nigga. Don't touch me. Watch out, bro. Don't touch me.
And the ladies that are still dating these dudes actively in Blackistan, they're sounding a lot like Sexy Red and Glorilla. Watch.
Fuck my baby dad. Fuck my baby dad. Fuck my baby dad. I'm a fine ass bitch. I ain't in the house fast. Fuck my baby dad. Bow, 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 bow. That's that booty me. It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees. I ain't got no nigga, and no nigga ain't got me.
Hey! You see, times are really hard out here for the Dusty. Last winter, you know, that's winter 2023, tore them up. I mean, it tore them up. See, I'm so proud of us women collectively. The women stood on business this past winter. That's why they've started the homosexual mating season early in the middle of July. As a matter of fact, some started in May, June. That cold tore them up last year. And then on top of it, we have the West 4B movement happening. Listen, they are trying to figure out how to get back with black women and into black women's good graces. But listen, I've already put you up on game and how they behaved during the original natural hair movement, how they ripped that movement to shreds, and the tricks they were going to pull. And I'm sure you were seeing it. That's why I put you up on game. That's why I told you about it. I also said it again back in August 2023 and again back in October 2023. I'm sure I've said it some other times too, and I'm going to say it today as well. Listen, especially black women, when they approach you and begin to compliment you about your features, especially features that they used to bully you about, don't give them the time of day. And here's why. You see, in your mind, you may be thinking that you're dealing with a well-spoken person who's more enlightened and may have some dating potential, right? But the overwhelming majority of dusty black males do not see you, will not see you, ain't gonna see you as a human being. They see you as a device to invest time into so that you can produce resources and maybe even some money for him to exploit. So he will tell you what you need to hear in order to get what he wants out of you. You may be thinking, "Aw," when he compliments you, "Aw, he's such a gentleman. He gave me a compliment. He's so nice. I might be open to dating him and seeing where it goes." That may be what you're thinking. Here's what you need to understand. While you may be thinking that, meanwhile, in his head, he's thinking, "Hey, you know what? Having some dark PUSSY is better than having no PUSSY at all. You know, me and my baby mama, we ain't seeing eye to eye. She acting up on me, talking about it's 95 degrees outside and talking about some F my baby dad." So listen, that's what's going on in his head while he's looking at you and telling you, "Oh, I love your dark skin. I love your natural hair or no hair." Because see, he's looking for a place to blow his load, and he feels like you make a good compromise. Meanwhile, you're up here envisioning a potential spouse, father to your children, someone to create a home with. You can probably see yourself getting married to him, going on family vacations, and the other accoutrements of life, generating wealth, so on and so forth. That's what you're thinking. And hey, there's nothing wrong with having that thought process. That is a normal, healthy person's thought process who wants to engage in a monogamous relationship. This is how healthy people think. So there's nothing wrong with you thinking that way. How you're thinking is not the problem. The problem is that a lot of times you all don't see how he's thinking about you. And that's why I'm putting out this video. Because see, meanwhile, you're looking at potential partner, spouse, father to your children, stable, happy, healthy relationship, lifetime commitment. Yeah, you're down for it. He's thinking in his head, you're some free food, some free shelter, some free puss. Even though it's a dark complexion, it's still, warm and wet. Maybe a little bit darker than what he likes it, but it gets the job done, right? See, that's what he's thinking. See, he's thinking when he sees you, he's thinking that it's better to be with you than it is to spit in his rough, dry, ashy hands and jerk it out. I mean, to him, you're just a good stopover until he works things out with his baby mama again. The baby mama with the toddler and the school-age kid, not the other baby mama that's currently pregnant. I just wanted to make sure I specified. And here's the thing. If that's not bad enough, his vision doesn't stop there. As I mentioned earlier, these dusties are broke. They're into PORN, and a lot of them are drug addicts. So how in the world do they feed that habit? Well, first of all, they are willing to get down on their knees and do whatever it pleases the men who are giving it to them. The men who are giving that dusty baby batter up in their behind, and also maybe breaking them off a little bit of money here and there too. So that gets tiring after a while. I mean, most of us are grown women, Imagine having to bend over and do it ANAL every single time, or get it shoved down your throat every single time. See, they're exhausted. They're exhausted, especially with this unprecedentedly high rent, high cost of mortgages, all that kind of stuff. $1,000 car payments. They're getting tired. So what are these drug addicted, closeted down low, S-e-x addicted men going to do? This is where they attempt to scheme you into becoming their resource for food, shelter, clothes. And I think many of you have thankfully figured out this portion of their schemes. I think you've gotten it this far that, they're just hobo S-e-x-uals, right? But I don't think a lot of you fully understand the depth of what's going on with them. And that's what I'm talking about here. I don't think that you are making the connection between them and how they use PORN to set a trend. Okay? You see, in this Dustie's mind, when he sees a bald woman, he's not seeing a beautiful woman who is giving a rare and exquisite expression of femininity. That's not what he's seeing. He is seeing the bald woman as Zawadi. What is Zawadi? Or rather, who is Zawadi? Zawadi is a PORN actress. She is what some would call a tri-S-e-x-ual. That's TRY, tri-S-e-x-ual, meaning that she will do and try anything. And hey, I'm not judging when I say this. I'm not looking down on her. She's an adult, and according to her interviews, this is something that she wants to do. So I am not here judging her, or anyone else for that matter. What I can say is that these dudes want to have access to her. They can't without payment, whether it's having the privacy to see her on the screen so they can whack it off, or actually access her flesh. They don't have the means to do that. Not without payment. And that's when they try to scheme regular, everyday, unambiguous black women into a scam so that they can get their proper high, Many of these dusties, many of these dusty males like sharing women between them. They may act like they don't, but they do. So they want to be with women, the type of women whom he and his homeboys can run a train on. Zawadi has done those types of performances. She has also been with other women too. So they really like women who are bi S-e-x-uals. So they want black women as a collective. They want to promote this to start shaving our heads, and they will package it as a trend. Then the next thing is that you're hanging out with one of them or some of them, and you've had too much to drink, thinking you're safe with them, only to find out that he shared you with his friends. This is what Tupac did to Ayanna Jackson back in the day. He took advantage of her, violated her, and then afterwards, his homies lined up and violated her one after the other, after the other, after the other. Diddy would force Cassie to do the deed with other men while he watched. A lot of these dudes are closeted bi S-e-x-uals who want to pimp out women for money. It's nothing for them to first get with a woman who is different, especially if she's isolated, and then start to run game and brainwash her into doing things, especially while she's under the influence of some drugs, just like Diddy used to do to Cassie. And then pulling out the camera to record it and then posting it up on some website in order to make some money. Here's another one named Avery Jane. She's also another tri-S-e-x-ual to the extreme. She goes with women, she goes with men, she goes with multiple women at once, multiple men at once, it doesn't matter. She's been with an intact trans woman, pegging him with a strap on, and then the trans woman uses his eggplant to do it with her. And the trans woman turned around and did it with a man, and then Avery Jane turned around and finished off the trans woman after being with the man. She's a S-e-x-ual. And hey, no judgment on what consenting adults choose to do. I'm just putting it out here and helping you all to understand, because I know some of you are not going to go into the gutter. You're not going to go into the sewer. Me, I'm willing to go to the core of the earth to find the truth. But I know that can be a little too much for some of you all. And that's part of the reason why I want to bring this awareness to you, so you'll know what's going on out here in these streets and you're not blindsided. Another one is Faye Noir, who has a bald head and routinely bends over and pegs men. Yes, black men with a strap on. See, listen, what Zawadi, Avery Jane, Faye Noir, or anyone else for that matter chooses to do with their time and their body, along with whoever they choose to do it with, all of that is their business. I'm not here to judge them my goal wasn't to make them look bad or anything for what types of performances that they do. Some people are into that. If they want to do that, so long as they consent to it, fine. My goal in bringing up their names and the types of things that they are into is simply to bring awareness to the trend of Dusties promoting their S-e-x-ual fetishes as trends, you see, not to shame the PORN actresses as individuals. I'm pointing out also how these dudes are into stuff that Zawadi, Avery Jane, and Faye Noir have done, that they are doing and are willing to do in their performances for a fee, albeit, and the Dusties don't have the means to access these women. So what they do is attempt to convert the average unambiguous woman who is looking for a monogamous and heterosexual relationship into an Avery Jane, a Zawadi, or Faye Noir, or any other PORN actress like avatar, so to speak. And I'm here to say, please, don't fall for it. The scheme of dusty males promoting bald heads is more sinister than you can ever imagine. And also, please feel free to share this video to raise awareness on the schemes these dudes like to play on girls and women, especially black girls and women. Yes, I had to put the especially there because there are girls of different ethnicities who are being pimped out by black males too, by S-e-x-ual black males. Many pimps, by the way, are by S-e-x-ual. And it's not a new thing either, by the way. So another disclaimer, I am not saying that black women with bald heads are into the things that Zawadi, Avery Jane, and Faye Noir are into. Also, I am not suggesting at all that men who genuinely find bald women attractive also want to get pegged or are by S-e-x-ual either. I just want to make sure that's clear. Ultimately, what I want you to know is just be careful. Be aware of what's happening in these streets and don't get caught up. These dusty dudes are desperate out here. They're going through a narcissistic collapse collectively, and they are doing whatever it takes to ease the pain of reality, even if it means sweet talking you into a gangbang with multiple dudes lining up and running a train on you after brainwashing you, manipulating you, putting a few drugs into you, and getting your consent in quotes. Or they can do worse, pull a Tupac, pull a Diddy, or a Bill Cosby on you. So if you cut your hair off, do it because you want to, not because it's the trend of the moment. See, I once had locks past my backside that I grew out for nearly 14 years before cutting them all off a couple of years ago. And when I cut them all off, I wore my hair in a low cut as a result of cutting off my locks, not because of a trend. My hair has since grown back out. But like I said, I did not do it because it was a new trend. It's the in thing to do. And trust me when I say that when I was unaccompanied by my husband, dudes were hitting on me left and right with my number one blade haircut at the time. So please be careful. And that's all I have to say for now. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click on the notification bell so that you'll know whenever I upload any new content. Take care until next time.